Madam Presidente, thank you so much. Cryptocurrencies are the inevitable futuro of money. Thank you so much. A blockchain, a blockchain, a blockchain, a blockchain. Welcome everyone to this October 3rd edition of What's Happening in Crypto with me, your host, the Crypto Lark, coming to you from New Zealand and bringing you all of the latest from the crypto world and beyond. Today's top stories: exciting developments out of Ripple's Swell conference. Shapeshift hits back over accusations made by the Wall Street Journal of money laundering on their exchange. And California continues the good fight to keep the internet a censorship-free place. Today's episode is brought to you by Liquid.com, the most secure exchange in crypto, delivering massive liquidity for fiat pairs plus little to no fees for fiat deposits. Liquid also provides margin trading with up to 25x leverage and margin lending, so you can earn interest on your Bitcoin. They also host an ICO investment platform to be used with fiat, and you'll get a whopping 50% discount on trading fees when you use the Cash token. But wait, there is more. Sign up using the link down below and get $10 in Cash tokens by verifying your account and placing a trade worth over $100. On to our first story of the day. Malta's Prime Minister tells the United Nations that crypto is the inevitable futuro of money. I love this guy. This guy needs like a medal or something. I'm not usually fans of politicians, but he goes over to the United Nations and spends a bit of time during his UN speech to all the world leaders talking about cryptocurrencies. Seriously, this guy has become a great advocate for the industry. And I think that more businesses will be moving to Malta as they continue to open the doors and make it very apparent to everyone, come here and do business. You are welcome on our nice little Mediterranean island. Over in Ukraine, legislator urging the parliament to cut crypto taxes until 2030. The race to attract these cryptocurrency businesses into your country is really heating up. Obviously, Malta's a forerunner here, but we also have Liechtenstein, we have Japan, we have so many different little regions trying to get that business to come to them. And Ukraine, for example, offering significant tax benefits for the next 12 years, well, 11 years and a few months, I suppose, is very interesting. And I think we'll see a lot more countries following suit on that. Now, this is kind of an addition onto previous legislation that was put forward saying, well, we'll have really, really low tax benefits until 2025. This adds another 5 years on top of that. Bill Clinton. Bill, old Slick Willie, is back in the news. Reading off his teleprompter here, permutations and possibilities of blockchain are staggeringly great. The fact that Ripple decided to have Bill Clinton, of all people, keynote the Swell conference, I think says a lot about the overall direction of Ripple. But this is not just to bash on Ripple, because Ripple does do good things, even if people like to simply poo-poo on their parade sometimes. But Ripple has revealed that 3 companies will be using XRP for real-world payments. Now, this is XRapid in particular. I know we've covered a lot of stories on here where, for example, Western Union tried out XRapid and they're like, well, we only tried it a couple of times and we're not really impressed with it. Well, that's not really enough, to be honest. We do have 3 companies, Mercury FX, Qualix, and Catalyst Corporate Credit Union. They're all going to be using XRapid. That is a really exciting development to see somebody actually using this. Because previously, what we've seen with Ripple is that people are using the software, but they're not actually using the tokens. To actually see someone using the tokens, well, this could actually start to be quite compelling in terms of use cases for the XRP ledger. Time will tell, though, how successful these initial pilot programs are going to be. And of course, can we get more companies on board? Because 3 companies is certainly not going to be enough. Two of blockchain's biggest consortiums just joined forces. Hyperledger and the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance are teaming up to collaborate on bringing common standards to the blockchain space into cross-pollinate, ooh la la, a wider open source community. What would the baby between Hyperledger and the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance look like? Some kind of weird machine with Vitalik's head stuck on top, perhaps. I don't know, but it's certainly an interesting thing to think about. Crypto exchange Shapeshift calls money laundering claims deceptive. Now, there was a Wall Street Journal investigative article claiming the exchange was used by criminals to launder money. Well, technically they are right, but the way that the article puts it forward, you would think that Shapeshift is the new London bank, because remember, London is the world's capital of money laundering. Now, what horrible crimes have Shapeshift committed? Over 2 years, $9 million has been laundered through Shapeshift. Now, if you put that in context, every year, banks using fiat currency launder between $800 billion and $2 trillion worth of money. I don't see the Wall Street Journal doing a daily report because this happens every single day. It happens in London, it happens in New York, it happens in Hong Kong. It is the way of doing business for many companies, many banks, many high net worth individuals to single out Shapeshift for $9 million. Seems a bit disingenuous, of course, by the Wall Street Journal. I'm going to include down below a United Nations Office of Drugs and Crime report if you want some more information on the global money laundering industry. EOS developer acknowledges claims of collusion and mutual voting between nodes. Now, a lot was made about this revelation the other day that Huobi has some backroom deals with some of the other block producers in EOS to ensure that they all stay in power. This cartel nature of things was kind of an inevitability within the ecosystem to arise. It's human nature. Of course, they all want to stay in and keep making that money. But I think it is worth noting that the EOS blockchain has this set up within their constitution. Article 4, no member shall offer nor accept anything of value in exchange for a vote of any type, nor shall any member unduly influence the vote of another. On-chain governance is a new area, and it's imperfect, and it's going to be imperfect because democratic governance is always imperfect. There's always going to be this kind of stuff going on. But the fact that this was seen, it was reacted to, I think actually speaks more to the strength of EOS than to the weakness of EOS, because this kind of malarkey is always going to take place. It's simply human nature, and you have humans who are controlling the tokens, who are voting, and this will be the results of those actions. Puerto Rico in the news because the Puerto Rican bank Noble Bank has lost clients Tether and Bitfinex. This is another one of those stories that came out and everybody said, you see, it's Tether again. Tether is going to go down. And look, I've been a big critic of Tether over time, and I think that they are still a company that lacks transparency and all these different things. But this story is one of those stories that was put out to try and start a bit of FUD, I suppose, and there wasn't really anything to it. Banks close. It's what happens. This was not Tether and Bitfinex's only bank accounts. They would have multiple bank accounts all around the world. So them closing, not really a big deal. When a regular bank closes down, you don't see Google's bank closing down. Well, yeah, Google had an account there. They also have an account at 1,000 other different banks. So you got to try and keep all these things in perspective. That being said, I would still love to see some more transparency from Tether, but with all of these stablecoin alternatives like Paxos and the Gemini dollar and the Circle dollar and all these different things coming out, I think Tether is going to have a really hard time over the next year or two maintaining market share, especially with their incredible lack of transparency that they have shown over time. Bitcoin tycoon Xiao Li says he's done investing in blockchain projects. Now, this struck me as a bit interesting. Somebody who was a very big cryptocurrency enthusiast has put this message out. From this day on, Xiao Li personally will not invest in any projects, whether it's blockchain or early stage. So if you see Xiao Li associated with any project, I have been associated with countless projects without my knowledge. 99% is not an exaggeration. Just ignore it. I plan to spend several years to contemplate on my career change. As for what I'm doing next, I'm not sure just yet. Maybe the bear market's got to him. But I just have this weird feeling that this is one of those situations of somebody in the Chinese government looked out and said, who's this guy? What's this guy doing? This isn't okay. Somebody go put a bit of pressure on that guy and make him publicly quit. Who knows if that's what happened or not, but it seems a bit suspicious. And the state in China is notorious for doing these kind of things, making people who were public advocates of something then come out saying, well, we're not going to be doing that anymore. Over in California, the Justice Department sues California over the blocking of net neutrality. Now, this is a fascinating story. Let me read you the headline here. Nation's largest state adopted sweeping net neutrality protections, setting up a legal showdown with the federal government over the future of the internet. Governor Jerry Brown on Sunday signed a bill banning broadband providers such as AT&T and Comcast, everyone's best friends, right, from blocking, throttling, and otherwise discriminating against lawful content passing through their networks. Almost immediately, the Justice Department filed suit to block the law. What's up with states' rights? I thought all these people coming out all the time said, oh, it's state rights, and we have our... No, you don't have any states' rights. There is a central government that lets you have some breadcrumbs from time to time. But when you start screwing with AT&T and Comcast, they have more money. They are rich beyond belief, and they have so many politicians bought and in their pocket. The fact that this happened, and then the Justice Department, wait a second, we can't let you have your rights, we have to block that. What are they blocking? Because immediately, these companies, as soon as we repealed the net neutrality laws, they immediately started abusing their power. And we have reports that they're, for example, starting to throttle like Netflix and YouTube, for example. They're really doing it already, and these are the gigantic companies. They're the ones who can actually afford to have it happen to them. Even then, it's an unjustified attack on the network. What about the little guys? What about small companies, small websites, small services, new blockchain services? Think about like Steemit or something like that, or BitTube. If they're throttling Netflix, you're damn right they're throttling them too. And for the Justice Department to see trying to protect the internet as something that needs to be attacked says everything that you need to know about the way government works. And speaking of government, story from New Zealand for you. Travelers refusing digital search now face a $5,000 customs fine. So now when you come to New Zealand, you might be asked to hand over your phone or your laptop and then give the passwords to customs officials. So if you do not open up your phone or if you do not open up your laptop for customs officials, you might get hit with a big, big fine when you come to the land of the long white cloud. Thanks so much for watching today's episode. Let me know what you think about any of the news stories down below in the comment section. Thumbs up the video, share these videos around the internet to help our community grow. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. Hit that bell down below to stay up to date with all of the latest in the crypto space. Join the conversation over on Twitter, Telegram, or Steemit. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time.